The purpose of this channel is to show viewers that we are living in the very last days, according to the Holy Bible. The time-lapse video you are about to see was captured 2 days ago by the southwest-facing camera in Bradley Lake, Alaska. The first frame shows us the jet that is always present during eclipses, which we will be seeing in a minute. The pink reflection of the jet is on the right side of the screen. The black dot that appears to be in the middle of the sun is a piece of equipment that produces the circular glare you are seeing. This light-emitting equipment is very close to the Earth, and from our perspective here on the ground, it is always in front of the sun because it is synchronized to track with the sun. The black dot is visible depending upon whether the camera's angle to the manufactured light is just right. And as you can see, it does cast a reflection upon the water surface, proving that it's an actual piece of equipment and not a camera-produced anomaly or a reflection or something in the camera. Whenever the real sun is being eclipsed, which occurs multiple times daily, the manufactured circular glare completely disappears behind tiny objects that obstruct the black dot center. Remember, this only happens when the real sun is being blocked by a planet or something else. If the black dot is obstructed by a tiny street lamp, the circular glare disappears. Even something as small as a lamp post makes the manufactured glare disappear if the real sun is being eclipsed. This footage from St. Mary's, Alaska, caught the glare-producing equipment just right to show its tiny reflection on a metallic surface. And as you can see here, the reflection of the glare-producing dot appears as a narrow column of light, much narrower than the circular glare produced by this light-emitting equipment located in the center of the circular glare. And I think we're all smart enough here to know that this narrow reflection that you're seeing here cannot possibly be coming from the real sun. If the cloud cover is thick enough to block out the circular glare, but not the light-producing equipment in the center of that circular glare, it produces a perfectly round, tiny spot through the clouds, as captured by the east-facing camera in Fort Yukon, Alaska. This condition can only happen if the real sun is being eclipsed. The circular glare can grow many times its size in just minutes, as frequently seen on many of these FAA weather cameras. This one is Scammon Bay, Alaska. The circular glare can also completely engulf nearby celestial objects in glare in order to hide these planets from public view, as seen from the southwest-facing camera located at the military base just outside Anchorage, Alaska. At first, these cloaked celestial objects are severely blurred by technology, and they just kind of look like a cloudy blotch, two of them here. But as the manufactured light approaches them, you can see on this footage that it actually engulfs them in glare to hide them. When these solar eclipses occur multiple times daily, the manufactured glare passes in front of the celestial object, as we mentioned before, and the real sun goes behind, in an effort to hide these eclipses from public view. Well hidden in the atmospheric chemicals is a celestial object that is going to eclipse the sun. This total eclipse was captured by the southeast-facing weather camera just yesterday in Togiak, Alaska. And as always, again, the manufactured light goes in front of the celestial object and the real sun goes behind it, concealing these eclipses from view. We know this cannot be a lens flare of the sun for many reasons, the most obvious being its fast rotation. The second most obvious reason is its heavily textured surface. There are more reasons, but I've gone over them many times in previous videos. The technology used to hide this inbound system is many decades ahead of what the common public is allowed to know about. These are all signs that we are living in the very last hour of the last days. In the Bible's book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25, Jesus tells us that we will see signs in the sky when the end is near. Well hidden in the atmospheric chemicals, we see another celestial object from the southwest-facing camera at White Mountain, Alaska. The atmospheric particulate is so dense that even with contrast, this object disappears into the chemical camouflage. The same thing is occurring from the weather camera in Dillingham, Alaska, only this celestial object is very red and its surface texture is much different from the object we just viewed from the White Mountain camera. This object also becomes lost in the atmospheric chemicals, which are spread by jets in order to hide these celestial objects from view. As you can see from the footage captured just yesterday by the south-facing camera in Wolf Creek Pass, Colorado, some of these celestial objects are so absolutely enormous and so close that they are now causing a dramatic increase in worldwide earthquakes, volcanic activity, and wild and extreme weather. The close approach of this inbound planetary system will usher in a time that the Bible calls the Great Tribulation, which is a horrifying time that the book of Revelation discusses. This book also tells us that most of the human race will not survive this time. But the good news about all this is that faithful followers of Jesus Christ won't be here on this earth during the time of the Great Tribulation. We have God's promise on this in many places in the Bible. The New King James Version of Luke chapter 21 verse 36 reads, "Watch therefore and pray always, that you may be counted worthy to escape all these things that will come to pass." Jesus is referring to God's wrath, often referred to as the time of the Great Tribulation. He is saying that those who are counted worthy will escape all God's wrath. Not part of it, but all of it. God will be removing his faithful followers from this earth before his wrath is poured out upon this world full of sin and abomination. In order to be counted worthy, we must be living in holiness. A link in the description box below discusses what holiness is and how to achieve it. The next few screens will tell you how to accept Christ into your life and avoid being here during the Great Tribulation, the time of God's wrath. Simply pause the screens if you need more time to read the text, and thank you for watching this video.